Yeah, I'm Rainmaker of Rainmaker.com. Write about sports technology reviews and endurance sports and fitness type gadgets. I think it's making the data more holistic and making the data more accessible to people. So whether it be stress data or fitness age or fitness scores or anything that basically gives people some sort of number or some sort of goal that they can work around or work towards, as opposed to just piles of data. So I think that's kind of where companies are trying to get to. They're not quite there yet, but the idea that you've got a more holistic view of things, synced to an app, and then the app is giving you more guidance for what you should do for the rest of your day. I would say the biggest thing for wearable device manufacturers to focus on is making the data easy to understand and giving not just actionable data, but prescriptive data. So data where it isn't just giving you a whole slew of options, but something to actually do. So people know what the next right thing is. You know, from an algorithm standpoint, from a computer standpoint, we should be able to give people one thing they should do to improve that day or improve that week or improve that month from a fitness or from a health standpoint. I think every time you give people too many choices, you know, A, B, C, D, and E, people end up choosing either nothing or they choose the wrong thing. So if these devices are as smart as they say they are, then we should go ahead and choose that option for them and say, here's what you need to do next. And I think Suunto's doing a good job of that with their Suunto 3 Fitness and kind of the adaptive training modules, and basically saying, here's the next step, focus on this, and then take one day at a time. I think for me, the features that I find most interesting are some of the stress features, mainly because, and this is across all the devices that kind of have stress-like type tracking, is it something that's actually tangible and real, and it's something I can validate with my brain and say, yes, I am stressed, the number says stressed, or it says low stress and I'm not stressed. So it gives more of a gut check versus some metrics around recovery and stuff are a bit more wishy-washy, and you're like, well, right now I just finished a hard run and I'm tired, but in 5 hours I feel fine, and it still says 30 hours. And so I like the stress factor because it's something it's constantly updating, every second almost, and to be able to look at that and go, yep, that's what I'm feeling, gives me more confidence in that to use that number, that metric, in other parts of my training. The event here, the HRV Summit here was pretty interesting for me to be able to talk with, obviously to give a presentation, to give a panel, but also to go ahead and just talk with all the companies that are here and all the people that are here. So typically when I go to industry events, I talk with more of the device makers and kind of software platforms, whereas here is also interesting to talk to a little bit of the health, wellness, and kind of medical side, which is something I don't typically get to do. So to listen to those presentations this morning was super fascinating on some of the medical side of the activity data and kind of the numbers behind it, and I'm looking forward tonight. I've got lots of pictures of the presentation to look up some of those different studies and kind of dig into them a bit more, but I think there's lots of stuff that'll come out of that and be able to use down the road somewhere.